Hey everyone, welcome back. Thanks for joining me. It's quite an early video for me today. Now, for those of you that aren't aware of what's been going on in the, well, certainly in the online media lately, there was a letter which was sent to Anthony, who's involved with Dan White from Kingpin, for obviously Metal in the Mountains. Now, this is absolutely insane that in today's day and age that we're still being perceived as this. And I just basically wanted to give you my response to this. Now, Anthony did post this on Facebook, but Dan very kindly uploaded this to YouTube. And I imagine this is probably going to get quite a lot of heat from it. And it was amazing the fact that this was even picked up by quite a few outlets, Metal Sucks being one of them. And it's quite funny, really, but I just wanted to give you my response on it. So for those of you that haven't seen it, I'm going to be doing like a play-by-play with it, and yeah, I just want to give you my thoughts on it because I've basically been waiting to, I've sort of like been keeping my response back, but it's time to be discussed. So I'll show you the video and we'll just go through it. And this is my exact response to it. Here we go. Is the man himself.
It's just crazy because of where I live at, how people perceive metal music or hard rock. You know, they think it's Satan music, and which is crazy. So, you know, receiving this letter today after being in business for 12 years in the same location, not being from this area, you know, we try to bring things to this area that you just can't get here, which is crazy. So when you bring
See, for a start there, the fact that anyone involved and anyone for that matter that's into heavy metal music being branded Satanist is absolutely ridiculous. For anyone that's picking up on this that isn't into this particular style of music, you've got such a wide variety of things which lyrics are actually about. I mean, you've got Christian metal bands, you've got bands that it's all about with a lot. I mean, Hatebreed, for instance, discuss about turning a negative into a positive. It's about life experiences. You'll get people that may sing about drug addiction, just getting through something in that's tough in life. And for me, I see them more as, I guess you might call them philosophers more than anything, because they're getting a positive message out to people. I'm not saying that that's the case for all bands. There's a very small minority that it may apply to in terms of the whole Satanist metal, but it's absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, I will let Anthony carry on.
something to a small area, you know, there are going to be people that push back. There are going to be people that they don't want to see it. They like their way of living. They like to stay as a small town. You know, you guys know us as Metal in the Mountains, but I also own a spa on that same property. I own an event center where we do weddings on this same property. I own cabins on this property. So, you know, Metal in the Mountains is not the only thing that I do. You know, I'm here 7 days a week, working 7 days a week, and I have to deal with things like this, which is crazy. But I got a few people on here now, so I'm gonna read this letter that I got today. It's just crazy. It blows my mind that this is some of the stuff that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. It says, just letting you know, the Bible thumpers are sick of your rude, obscene performances at your so-called event center. So take a hint. Just ask Rockridge, River Rock, Andrew Reynolds, High Country, Maximus, Minaj, and Wild Riders. Now, these are bars. They're all bars. My facility does not run as a bar. I am not open I'm not open 7 days a week. I'm not open 2 days a week. I might not open for a whole month. I do have a liquor license that is just like a bar's license, so I could open every day of the week if I wanted to, but I do not. So we do other festivals besides Metal in the Mountains. Um, we we do a country festival. We do Oktoberfest. So we do other festivals geared towards the community that lives right here around us. Metal in the Mountains, not so much for West Virginia, but we do have people from West Virginia that do come. Most of our people are from out of state. But let me continue reading. Um, we hear you and Rockridge, also Wild Riders, are working together. Once again, those are two bars. Rockridge already lost one home and stage destroyed. Guess they want to lose another. Looks like you're not going to stop till you do too. So I've been threatened of my house being burned down because of We Do Metal in the Mountains, which is crazy. Of course, they feel like it's Satan music, whatever. They do not understand. I wish they could come and see the community and see how everybody acts when they're here. The first year we did Metal in the Mountains, I mean, people came up to me, shook my hand, hugged me, thanked me for being here and doing this event for them, because there's no other place around here that's close that is putting on a metal festival. So I'm gonna continue reading. It says, by the way, how's Dan's advertising go? Well, you guys know that he's been in Facebook jail quite a few times. So apparently he is being reported. It has nothing to do with what he's doing, but he's being reported probably from these people, and that's how he ends up in Facebook jail. So it's crazy. Continue reading. We won't stop till all you Satan-loving businesses are closed or destroyed.
Like, fuck me, man. Like, Satan-loving businesses. Like, right, for a start, I am a massive metalhead. Now, technically speaking, I was brought up as a Christian. I went to church every Sunday. I even used to be one of the servers that went around the church. The people that, like, when they're going around and with the Bible, and you have the people that hold the candles, like, behind the vicar and stuff like that. That's something that I used to do. That's not necessarily something that is part of my life now. I wouldn't really call myself religious, but I don't knock anybody that has a faith. I mean, pretty much like 99% of my family are all Christians, and I respect everything that they believe in. But, like, trying to brand a metal community as Satan lovers or Satanists or worshippers or whatever you want to call it is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I've been in bands with people who, religion was a big thing for them. A guy that I used to be in a band with, I won't mention who his name is. He was a Jehovah's Witness. Just because you listen to metal doesn't instantly make you a Satanist. Like, I think one of the strangest things I ever heard when I started a job somewhere years ago was when you're going outside, you're having a bit of a smoke break in the morning, and you get into the topic of music, and then the thing someone said, oh, so the stuff that you listen to is all that sort of like slit your wrist, kill the babies music. I was like, what? And then actually got into a conversation with the guy, and it was just purely down to the fact that he presumed, because of the way that the music sounds, and he couldn't tell what the singer was saying, he presumed that's what it was all about. I was like, dude, I literally showed him some lyrics from one of my favorite bands, and he was quite shocked because he'd never actually taken the time. So it's just a question of people completely misinterpreting what it's all about. Like, just go ahead and listen to a bunch of read a bunch of bands' lyrics, and then you'll see that there's a lot of positive messages out there. There are bands out there that, there may be Satan worshippers, but that's not, you can't generalize a whole community as that. It's basically the same as saying, right, if you're a Christian, then you're all good people, you never do anything bad. I mean, you only need to look in the media at a lot of the things that the church is known for. Let's face it, you're all actually not all, sorry, some are actually way worse. How many cases do we see of people within power, within the church, that are using that position to, let's just say, it's it's not very it's not uncommon for us to see something where they've been involved in any sort of abuse when it comes to children and things like that. That's someone within the church, man. And you guys are trying to play like you're better than the rest of us. It's not really a great argument for yourselves, is it?
So once again, I've been here for 12 years. I've been doing business in this community for 12 years. When I bought this property, there was a house and a garage. My taxes were $100 the first year. I pay almost $7,000 in taxes now, property taxes, every year. Okay? So they went from $100 to $7,000. So that's how much I've built my property up for this community. This community, I pay a lot to be here. It is not free for me. So continue reading. It says, may God's word prevail. We have contacted law enforcement many times about your location, and many others fully intend to keep calling, but those efforts fail. So let me explain to you. We do nothing wrong. People do not like what we do, so they call the police. Now the police explain to these people, once again, there is no noise ordinance here, okay? We live out in the country. Literally, I have 3 neighbors that surround me, and one is a bar, one is somebody else that lives right behind us, and then I have my brother-in-law on the other side of me. It's, you know, and besides that, the music isn't loud enough to bother anybody at any certain point. So it's kind of crazy. So as they're saying here, it says, you know, they failed all the police, but they're also saying, but now ways that don't. So once again, referring to doing something harmful, whatever. And then it says, sincerely, fucking Bible thumpers, as you like to call us. Now, anybody that knows me, I do not use that word, Bible thumpers. I respect everybody's religion. You can be whatever you want. You can be Christian, you can be
Completely
Catholic,
agree.
you could be Buddhist, you could be whatever you want to be. Just don't push your religion on me. I believe in what I believe in, you believe in what you believe in. But I do not ever, ever, ever say to somebody that, you know, you're a Bible thumper, get out of my face. That is not a word that I say. Anybody that knows me knows that. I do not like to speak religion with anybody. I do not like to speak politics with anybody, because everybody gets so butthurt if you don't believe in what they believe in. So I just wanted to go on here, you know, and show you guys this is what we do. You know, we're going to keep doing what we're doing. Metal in the Mountains is still going to go on. I don't care how many letters show up. I don't care what happens. Metal in the Mountains will be here forever. This will be the 3rd year. It will be the biggest year.
Yeah.
And hopefully every year it gets bigger and bigger, and we can bring better bands to you guys. Now, normally I talk to you guys in my little funny voice, but this was something a little bit more serious today. So I wanted to make sure that you guys understood, you know, what we do for you guys and why we keep, you know, we're trying to make this a fan-based festival, you know, and you have people out here, no matter what you do, as a business, they will hate. They don't like what we do. They don't like what other people do. As far as I'm concerned, you know, if you're Christian, you know, I thought you were supposed to forgive, not burn people's houses down. So as far as that goes, I just wanted to read that. It bothered me. I got that first thing this morning. And if they are watching, because apparently they are watching Dan's stuff, I'll let you know. I did take it down to the police station, so it is on file. I did report. You know, there is a police report. So if something does happen, you know, if they do catch you, it will be a problem for you. But I just wanted to let you guys know that. I'm signing out. You guys have a good day. I hope to see all you guys at Metal in the Mountains. Thank you guys.
See, so that's it. Like, the one thing that he touches on there is the fact that they're meant to be forgiving. But the thing here is, I know some people might see this and be like, right, so you're expecting us to forgive you for something. It's not. It's not about forgiving like the metal community is anything. Like, I don't think there's anything which we would ever be expected to be forgiven for in terms of like the music that we listen to. I mean, metal's always been. He's always had that sort of stigma to it, that it's, if you listen, I mean, the thing that we do, the devil horns for a start, that's probably something that has something to do with it. But it's literally like how you get a lot of, it's just like a small hand gesture, which literally it just means like, yeah, heavy metal, man. It's like our like sort of salute. It doesn't mean anything. Like, I mean, if you want to start going off at different communities for being something bad, I mean, look at the sort of music that you see on just like the music channels these days, just like in terms of like popular music. Like, they're not exactly putting a positive message out, but once again, it's not branded as a whole, but in terms of the things that the media actually allow to be on the TV, like, it's certainly not something which I think is appropriate for young children, because that's what it's like, kids are at home, they want to put the music channel on, and then they see that and they're like, oh, mum, what does that mean? And it'll be a song about someone going into a bar and doing some guy, or there's so many different subcultures that you can look at in terms of things being bad. We are definitely not Satanists. I don't worship the devil, and you know what? Even if there are people out there which do it, they certainly don't push it down your throat. And for everyone that I know, we actually respect everybody's religion. I mean, for me, religion's never come into music. For me personally, I mean, there are Christian bands out there. I mean, Christ, one of the first ever bands that I got into was Creed. And everybody knows Creed for being a Christian rock band. And did I suddenly think, oh, I shouldn't really listen to this because I don't really follow Christianity? No, because I enjoyed the music, I enjoyed the lyrics, it made me feel something good. And the thing around them thinking that Metal in the Mountains is a bad thing, let me tell you this. From me becoming involved with Metal in the Mountains, how it all happened, you guys all know the story about Matt from Seasons, um, doing the crowdfunder to get me over so I could be, get to experience the festival for myself and meet a lot of the bands that are involved with it, which is awesome. Now, the community that I have got to spoke with quite a lot of people that are involved or are going to the festival, and you know what? They are some of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. Even to the point of the fact that I may not have ever met any of them in person yet, but to me, they're already like family to me. And the kindness of so many people is frankly amazing. They're involved with this. Does this sound like something that Satanists would do? Absolutely not. And for a start, there's also someone that has been speaking with me ever since day one of starting this channel. And I know that she has a very, very strong Christian faith. She knows what my thoughts are on religion. She respects that. But I also respect her faith as well, just as I do with all of my family. But don't brand the metal community as being Satanists. It's just being completely uneducated. Yes, there are going to be people out there that are Satanists, but since when does picking up a guitar, plugging it into an amp, and putting some distortion on it, how does that instantly then make you a devil worshipper? Like, I don't get that, like, whatsoever. It just makes absolutely no sense. I think it's absolute nonsense. It's quite hilarious, to be perfectly honest with you. It's something I would have expected to have seen, like, I don't know, Christ, in like the 50s or the 60s, or even earlier than that. It it's just absolutely ridiculous. But the thing that they didn't realize is, if anything, they're helping this festival grow even more by doing this. It's been picked up by various news outlets, literally off one of the websites that this story was put on about what Anthony was talking about here from the letter he received. That's already been shared by over 2,000 people, and that was literally within 24 hours of it going on the site. So if anything, you're just helping to grow the festival. So you know what? I don't approve whatsoever of the threatening language which you used or branding us all as Satanists. But I applaud you for actually helping to promote the festival even more. I hope that Metal in the Mountains grows to become this huge thing. I hope it becomes an absolute household name. Hope it becomes the go-to festival for a lot of people to go to, because the people that work behind this festival work incredibly hard. And the one thing that's great about it is they're not just about putting a band on because it's a crowd puller. They're about putting music on for the fans. They're about putting new bands out there. People that are in these bands work so hard with what they do. They will all have day jobs, and they will do all this in their spare time. 99% of the time, a lot of them will be having to sacrifice time with the families to do something which is their passion. And that just shows how much people care about it. And music isn't just, it's not just something we do as a pastime, it's something which is literally the air that we breathe. Like, first thing I do every morning is put some music on. First thing, woke up this morning, what do I do? Put on some Architects, because it just uplifts me and it motivates me and it keeps me going. I wouldn't even be doing any of this if it wasn't for music. It's something I even promote these lesser known artists for fun. And I do that because I think they have, a lot of bands have an incredible sound which they put out, which, for what a lot of the things that I listen to, is a healer. There's been a lot of music that I've listened to throughout being into rock and metal, which has actually helped get me through a lot of tough periods in my life. Or if you're having a bad day and you just need something to uplift you, I'll put those songs on, and it instantly just uplifts you. And there's not anything in the world, no drug or anything, can do that. And it's more powerful than that, and it brings people together. So we are not Satanists whatsoever. I think you're just completely ill-informed, to be perfectly honest with you. But saying that, for anyone that is watching it, that are part of these so-called Bible thumpers, as you pronounce yourselves, I respect your religion, and I respect your faith and your beliefs. But it doesn't mean to say that you can then brand a certain type of music as being devil worshippers, you know? So that's my thoughts on it, basically. But I am thoroughly looking forward to Metal in the Mountains. If anything, this is just going to help it become even more successful than it's already starting to be. So, yeah. But thank you very much for listening to me ramble on, guys. I just had to put my thoughts out on it. I know a lot of you already know what my thoughts are, because I've spoke to one or two of you about it. But that's it. If you want to come to Metal in the Mountains, I have got link in the description. You can pick up the early bird tickets. It's going to be amazing, man. May the 31st, June the 1st, Pipestem, West Virginia. It's got to be amazing. We have featured a lot of the bands on here, and I'm going to be continuing to feature every single band which is on the show. So thank you very much for your time, everyone. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. I'll catch you soon. Thanks, guys.